Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on a 2006 Pontiac G6. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, it's meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So we'll take a look around the vehicle, we'll take a look under the hood, and then we'll go for a drive. And these vehicles I've moved from point A to point B, and that's about all I know about them other than what the auction told me. So we're gonna pop this hood and we're gonna take a look around it and then we're gonna go see what we've got. So here we go. All right, Pontiac G6. So these used to be, you know, the Grand Prix, the G6s, they used to be like a really hot item. They're not so much anymore, but we still pick them up anytime we can just because they're still a really killer awesome car. So pretty decent on the body except for the rockers right there. They are rusty just because they all get rusty right there, every single one of them. And this one does have, the auction said it's got some frame rust, which we will get under there and take a little bit of look at and see what they were talking about. But under, let's see, tires, they are, I left my little tire majigger inside, but they're probably about 45% on the rear. And oh, they definitely seem better than that on the front. The tread bar, oh, they've got to be at least 45%, if not better than that on the front. Let's see, they're both Milestars, so they probably, my guess would be they replaced them all at the same time, so they're probably about the same tread would be my guess. Probably just my fingers are messed up, so they're probably all matching. So you can see rockers, they're, you know, that's Midwest, you're gonna have that. What we're really looking for is whether or not the frame itself is a problem. And right now all I see is rockers. I don't see a whole lot of anything that is integrity. We'll get out and look on the other side as well, but there's a little bit of rust right here on that bar. Other than that, I don't see a whole lot on that side. So doesn't seem horrible. Definitely, I think that bar is definitely something that's replaceable. I don't think that's a frame. I don't think that's a frame bar. I think that's just a suspension bar. But back end looks pretty decent as far as like rust and stings. It all looks pretty good. You've got, you know, just a couple little dings like where paint issues have happened. This side again looks really good. You're looking at, looks like your main body issue is just the rusty rockers. We'll get back on the ground and get back under here and look under here for anything else on this side. And my camera can only do so much from, you know, this angle. You're welcome. You're actually encouraged to get under here when you're here and look yourself and see if you see anything. So really, I only saw that one spot on that piece over there, which I think is a replaceable piece. So I don't think that it's really a big issue. Otherwise, it's just rockers, and you know, rockers are, you know, it's the Midwest, so you can paint them, you can duct tape them. I've seen people that have put like camo duct tape on, and they make it look really cool. But I mean, it's the Midwest. We redneck things around here. Here is the 3.5 motor. Sounds like it's running pretty decent. I did check all the fluids when it came in. Okay. One thing I do know is this latch right here is not working well. So let's see. So you've got to I think every time you close the door, you've got to reset it. So that will need replaced if you don't want to reset your door every time you get out. I don't think I've got to reset it right now because I don't know, but and I actually don't remember having to reset it the first time I got in, but I did this last time, so maybe it's not all the time, but it did when I got in this morning. So I don't know. Well, that latch is sticky anyways, so we're gonna call it that. Let's see, we've got 208,184 miles on here, but we do have a sticker up here that says the oil change is probably due, would be my guess. It was probably due in January by time, and due in 800 miles or so by miles. So, you know, whatever you want to do as far as, you know, if you want to follow time or miles, or, you know, I kind of tell people that it's probably a good idea when you get it to just change it and, you know, start at a blank slate so you know where you're at. And then you kind of have an idea of, you know, just what your car is that way. So we've got, okay, well, the radio works. Let's see if we've got stations. Hey, we've even got stations. A little staticky, but it's cloudy today. So, radio works. We do have a fuel range. Fuel range works because, you know, about 87 miles. Okay, let's try our heat. Let's turn that on and see what that does while we roll down our windows. Okay, driver's side window works. Passenger side window works. Ooh, that thing smells good. Whatever that is. I think it's like Axe or something. That one works and that one works. So all your windows work. We've got a sunroof, and see, it vents and it opens. So your sunroof works and your heat works. Let's figure out how to do air conditioning. Oh, maybe that's Old Spice. Is that Axe or is that Old Spice? I don't know. Air conditioning. Let's see if we've got air conditioning. Okay, and the auction said, they said rusty frame, check engine light, exhaust noise, and wheel bearing noise. I don't have, right now, I don't have a check engine light. Wheel bearing noise usually brings an ABS light, traction control light, and brake light. I don't have any of those. The exhaust noise usually comes with like the rusty exhaust. I didn't really see a whole lot of rusty exhaust, but there could have been something under there that I missed. But we're gonna just scan and see. Maybe the check engine light will come on. Maybe that stuff will come on. It's just not on right now. So maybe it's an intermittent something or other. But air conditioning, it definitely works. It is ice cold air coming out. I'm going to turn it off. I don't need air conditioning or heat really today. So I'm going to see what I've got. Let's see, my codes. I've got one code on there. Coolant thermostat, temperature below, thermostat regulating temperature, P128. So that means that the thermostat thinks, or the computer thinks that the thermostat is cooler than it should be. I think coolant thermostat, coolant temperature below, thermostat regulating temperature. So yeah, so if like the thermostat is, it opens at like, let's say, okay, so here we've got this on here at, let's say 225 degrees is in the middle, so the thermostat opens at 225 degrees. They're saying, well, the coolant isn't 225 degrees, and they're saying it hasn't been for so long, so they're saying the coolant is below this 225 degrees, and it's flagging it, and they're saying, well, is there something wrong? Is there Is there a reason why it's below that? So the computer is just flagging and saying, all right, well, is there something wrong? Is there a reason why the coolant is consistently below that temperature where it should be, I guess. I think that's what it means. So ask somebody who's smarter than me, like Google or a mechanic or something. But I think that's what it means. So let's see, let's make sure there's no pending codes, but nope, no pending codes. Okay, so now we'll go take it for a drive and we'll see if we've got a wheel bearing noise. We'll see if we've got an exhaust noise that we can hear. There's a wheel bearing noise. I didn't really hear much of an exhaust noise, but definitely we've got a wheel bearing noise. We'll see if we can identify which one it is. I'm gonna adjust my mirrors so I can see out the back. And it is April 4th, which means the ice cream shop is now open until like September 30th. So if you come by a car, stop and get ice cream because they have the best ice cream ever. And you can play putt-putt golf, and you can do batting cages, and it's just really awesome. And I have no hands in that business. I'm just saying that because I really think it's awesome. Okay, so anyways, I gotta get up on a straightaway to test this wheel bearing. But it's accelerating fine. It's driving pretty decent, driving smooth, other than the, excessive loudness as far as the wheel bearing. I don't think that's exhaust noise. I think maybe the auction just kind of grouped exhaust noise, wheel bearing noise as one, but I don't think it's exhaust noise at all. I think it's just wheel bearing. While we wait for these cars to kind of get out, we'll check our lights. Our left turn signal works. Our right turn signal works. I'm gonna set our cruise, and our cruise, let's see, I've got it set, and I think, yep, we are set. So our cruise is working. Our windshield wipers work. Our windshield wiper fluid, I don't think we had any. I just bought some yesterday, but I left it in the truck. So, and there was no cap to it. So, but I hear, I'll turn the wipers off. Nope. I hear the wiper fluid stuff engaging. I just don't have wiper fluid in there, I think. So I think the fluid works. I just don't think that there's fluid in there. So now we're going to get around, because I think we've tested everything except for the wheel bearing. And I just need, and there's a car behind me, but I'm going to see if I can get, I'm going to go this way, and it definitely gets louder. Go that way. Yeah, so definitely, alright, sorry, I'm thinking to myself here, guys, because I always have to think out loud while people behind me wonder if I'm drunk. Definitely. Okay, so it definitely gets louder when I'm gonna chill for just a minute because this guy's passing me. It definitely gets louder when I turn towards the passenger side. Somebody needs to remind me what that means. Turn towards the passenger side, it gets louder, which means I think that means it's the passenger one, because I'm putting weight on the passenger side. Because when I turn to the driver's side, it gets quieter because I'm taking weight off the passenger side. So I think, you have to ask Google or a mechanic, but I think it's the front passenger side wheel bearing that is going bad. And it's not, it is on the worse side of them, but it's not to the point where like your wheel's going to fall off wheel bearing. It's just it's probably a repair that needs to be done within the next month or so. I'm definitely gonna put it on my list, and you guys know how my list goes, it's longer than Santa's list. So pretty sure it's the front passenger wheel bearing that needs to be done. But other than that, this car really drives well. I think I don't hear any other suspension noise other than that wheel bearing. Brakes are phenomenal. They stop really well. There's no grinding, no pulling. Right at the top of the pad. It accelerates well. It shifts through all the gears fine. So I think that this is a really good car. If you can handle a little bit of cosmetic stuff, if you can take care of some minor repairs like a wheel bearing, but G6s are, Grand Prix G6s are really, really reliable cars. So if you have any questions, my cell phone is 309. Hold on. My cell phone is 309-267-7200, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you have, because that's my job. That's what I do. Thanks, guys.